Let me ask you something, and I want you to be really honest with yourself right now. How many times have you started something, felt genuinely excited about it, told yourself, this is the time, this is the moment everything changes, and then 2 weeks later, maybe 3 weeks if you were feeling ambitious, you were right back where you started, sitting on the couch, scrolling through your phone, wondering why you just cannot seem to get out of your own way? How many times? Because if the answer is more than once, welcome, sweetheart. You are in very good company, and I am so glad you are here today. Now, before you assume this is going to be another video where someone in a perfectly lit room with a motivational poster behind them tells you to just believe in yourself and everything will work out, I want you to stop that thought right now. Because here is what I know after decades of studying the human mind and the incredible power we each carry inside us. Believing in yourself is only the beginning. The real magic, the stuff that actually makes people unstoppable, is something far simpler and far more radical than anything you have probably heard before. And by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly what it is. But first, let us talk about you. Let us talk about the version of you that woke up this morning with a little voice in your head that whispered, maybe today is the day I actually follow through. That voice is important. That voice is telling you the truth. The problem is not that voice. The problem is the other voice, the louder one, the one that sounds suspiciously like every person who ever told you that you were too much or not enough, or that people like you do not get to have the life you are dreaming of. That voice is a liar, darling, and today we are going to start evicting it. Here is what most people do not understand about why they feel stuck. They think the problem is discipline. They think if they could just wake up earlier, work harder, stop procrastinating, everything would click into place. So they buy the planner, they download the app, they set the alarm for 5 in the morning, and for about 4 days, maybe 5 if they are really committed, they are living their best life, and then life happens. They sleep through the alarm. They eat the cake. They skip the workout. And suddenly the story in their head is not, I had a bad week. The story becomes, I am a bad person who cannot be trusted to do the right thing. I never follow through. I am broken. And here is where it gets really interesting and a little bit heartbreaking, because that story, that I am broken narrative, becomes the lens through which they see every single attempt they make going forward. Every effort they put out is already starting from a deficit because they are dragging that story behind them like a very heavy, very unhelpful suitcase. This is not a discipline problem, my love. This is a self-concept problem. And that is the thing nobody tells you. Science backs this up beautifully. Psychologists have done study after study showing that our behavior almost always conforms to our identity. What that means in plain terms is that you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your self-image. So, if somewhere deep in your subconscious mind you believe you are someone who always quits, who always self-sabotages, who was never really cut out for success, then no amount of discipline hacks or morning routines is going to override that belief. You will keep finding ways to confirm what you already believe about yourself. It is not because you are weak. It is because your mind is extraordinarily good at its job, and its job is to make your outer world match your inner world. This is actually incredible news, because it means the change you are looking for does not start in your calendar. It starts in your mind. And your mind, unlike your metabolism, your childhood, or the algorithm, is something you have enormous power over right now, today, starting in this very moment. So here is the framework, and I want you to really sit with this. There are 3 things that create an unstoppable person. Not confidence, not talent, not even hard work, although all of those things matter. The 3 things are this: a new story, a new standard, and a new habit of thought. Let us start with the new story. Right now, somewhere in your mind, you have a story running about who you are and what you are capable of. Most of us inherited our stories. We got them from parents, teachers, old friends, past failures. We have been telling these stories for so long that they feel like facts. But here is the truth. They are not facts. They are just thoughts you have been thinking so repeatedly that they calcified into beliefs. And beliefs can change. Thoughts can change. Right now, in this moment, you have the ability to choose a different thought. I am not asking you to pretend everything is perfect. I am asking you to be honest about where you are while also refusing to be defined by it. The new story sounds something like this: I am someone who is learning. I am someone who keeps going. I am someone who deserves good things and is figuring out how to receive them. Say that again, out loud if you can, because the words you speak and the words you think are not just noise. They are instructions you are sending to your nervous system, to your subconscious mind, to every cell in your body about how to show up in the world. Now, the new standard. This one is going to feel a little uncomfortable, but I promise it is kind. Most people who struggle with follow-through are not setting standards that are too low. They are setting standards that are punishingly high and then feeling destroyed when they do not meet them. You cannot shame yourself into sustainability. You cannot berate yourself into brilliance. So the new standard is not about doing more. It is about deciding what the non-negotiable floor looks like. Not the ceiling, the floor. What is the absolute minimum version of the person you are becoming? Maybe that person drinks 1 glass of water before coffee. Maybe that person reads 2 pages before bed. Maybe that person speaks kindly to themselves at least once before noon. Start there. Start embarrassingly small. Because an embarrassingly small action that you actually do is worth infinitely more than an inspiring grand plan that lives forever on your vision board. And finally, the new habit of thought. This is your daily practice, and it is the one that ties everything together. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you do anything, I want you to ask yourself one question. What would someone who loves themselves do today? Not someone who is grinding and hustling and proving their worth. Someone who genuinely, warmly, unconditionally loves themselves. Would that person skip lunch? Would that person speak to themselves the way they have been speaking to themselves? Would that person give up after one setback? No. A person who loves themselves rests when they need rest, tries again when they fall down, asks for help without embarrassment, and treats each new day as a clean slate. This is what it means to be unstoppable. Not that nothing knocks you down. Things will knock you down. That is just called being alive. Unstoppable means you have changed the story about what getting knocked down means. It does not mean you are a failure. It means you are someone brave enough to try things that matter and that deserves nothing but your own deepest respect. Here is what I want you to do today, right now, before this video ends and before the next distraction pulls you away. I want you to pick one thing, just one, from what we talked about today and do it in the next 10 minutes. Change one sentence in your inner monologue. Set one embarrassingly small standard. Ask yourself once, sincerely, what would someone who loves themselves do right now? That is it. That is the whole assignment. Because momentum does not come from big dramatic life overhauls. Momentum comes from one small action, then another, until one day you look back and cannot believe how far you have travelled from where you started. You are not broken, darling. You are not behind. You are not too late, too old, too damaged, or too ordinary for the life that is calling to you. You are someone who found this video today, which tells me something very important about you. It tells me there is a part of you that has not given up. There is a part of you that still believes, even if quietly, even if nervously, that something better is possible. That part is right. Honour it. Now, if this video touched something in you, if you heard something today that made you sit up a little straighter or exhale a little deeper, I would love for you to leave a comment below. Tell me what story you are letting go of. Tell me what embarrassingly small step you are going to take today. I read every single one. And there is nothing I love more than watching people choose themselves. If you want more of this, subscribe because we are just getting started and the best conversations are still ahead. You showed up today. That already counts for something. Keep going.